Hello, Mark Satterfield here. Thanks so much for joining me. So, today's topic is the number one reason why the wealthy won't do business with you. And yeah, okay, we can argue obviously that there's a lot of reasons why they don't do business with you, but there is one reason. And if you don't address this one reason, all the other reasons will never get to the surface. And the number one reason why the wealthy don't do business with you is they don't know who you are. Now, the reason they don't know who you are is because you kind of look like everybody else who does your kind of business. I mean, I just got off a call with a financial advisor. Nice guy. I mean, I'm sure he knows his business. And matter of fact, he may be kind of like the best financial advisor out there. But if you go to his website, guess what? I mean, it looks pretty much like every other financial advisor's website. Yeah, the words are changed, here and there, but, fundamentally, it's the same. And I have a sneaking feeling that if you're feeling like people aren't paying attention to you, that's the problem. Now, there's an easy way to find out. Just Google what you do, go to a few of your competitors' websites, and if they look kind of familiar, well, that's a heads up that you're stuck in that middle of the bell-shaped curve. I mean, heck, you may have gone to other websites when you were setting up yours because you didn't want to do anything that stood out. You didn't want to do anything too strange. You didn't want to, you wanted to play it safe. And hey, look, I totally get that. I mean, I did that for years and years. And, hey, I got ignored too. So let's talk about how do we break out of that proverbial bell-shaped curve. And to do it, I'm going to use an illustration from a client who has done a very good job of getting very well known in his very defined niche market. And that person is, yeah, you guessed it, me. Now, how do I do that? Well, I do it two ways. One, you may have seen my logo. You've seen my tagline, sell shit to the rich. And, depending upon who you are, where you're from, your background, all sorts of different factors, you may either pause and look at that and go, that is kind of interesting. I want to learn more. Or you may go, in an entirely negative way. Now, look, obviously, when I say sell shit to the rich, I'm not talking about selling crappy stuff to people with money. I mean, look, I know that, you know that. But you'd be surprised. There are people who don't get it. They think that's really what I mean. Well, actually, that's a good thing because, if they really believe that, then they and I are never going to be simpatico. So I've ruled those people out almost immediately. They're off my radar screen. That's good for them, good for me. Now, the others, what they'll do is they'll pause and they'll take a look at my stuff. And this is where your content is so important. They read my stuff and they realize that, hey, yeah, I actually do know my shit. I know what I'm talking about. And that's what gets them engaged. That's what keeps them on my list. That's what gets them to read my books and watch videos like this and maybe even join my coaching programs. So what you need to do, and I'm not suggesting for the moment you use profanity if it's not you. I mean, it is me. People ask me, what do you do, Mark, for a living? And I say, basically what I do is I teach people how to sell shit to the rich. And, that's what I do. And people get that. Now, you don't need to use profanity. I mean, I'm not suggesting that. You need to be true to yourself. But you need to stand out. You need to do something that is not the same as what everybody else is doing. And so that requires some mental heavy lifting. That makes you have to go out on a limb a little bit, do something different. So what I encourage you to do this week is to think about this. Think about who your ideal client is and what's going to be a marketing message that is going to resonate with him or her. What's that marketing message that's going to get them to stop and at least pay attention to what you have to say? And then if your content is great, now you got them going down that slippery slope of becoming a part of your community. And that's what it's all about. All right. So go forth and break out of that bell-shaped curve. Hope this gave you some good food for thought. And until we have a chance to perhaps speak personally one of these days, this is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.